Good morning. How are my sixth grade scientists? Today we're going to talk about biotic and abiotic factors. So I want you to think about bio as life, right? So anything that's living is going to be bio. Anything that is not living is going to have the A in front of it, so it'll be abiotic. So let's talk about some biotic factors. All three of those representations down there, all three of those pictures are biotic factors, right? A tree is living. A frog is living. Mushrooms, as we know, are living, right? We can throw in bacteria. All of those things are living. So, biotic factors are living or were once living as part of the ecosystem. Remember, B-I-O, is going to mean life. And these can be producers, consumers, or decomposers. So here's an example of a producer. A tree, grass, vegetables, crops, all of those are going to be producers. Consumers, like a frog. A frog eats insects. These are consumers. They have to eat other organisms in order to stay alive. And finally, we have decomposers. As we know, they are very helpful to our ecosystem. So those are all examples of biotic factors. Abiotic factors are going to be the exact opposite. These are going to be non-living part of the ecosystem. So your three examples down there are like humidity, clouds, rain, sunlight, pollution. These are things that have no life cycle and they will never, ever, ever be alive. Okay? Now, they directly affect the survival of the biotic factors in each ecosystem. So, like humidity, clouds, and pollution. Clouds, or lack thereof, directly affect the biotic factors of an ecosystem. And we're actually going to talk more about this in just a few minutes. Pollution will directly affect the living organisms in an ecosystem. So those are all examples of abiotic factors. So how do abiotic factors affect biotic factors? So how do the non-living factors, or non-living things, dirt, sun, air, oxygen, all of those things, how do they affect the living things like plants and animals and birds and trees, right? So in this scenario, I want you to think about, we're going to read it together. An ecosystem is experiencing a devastating drought. So there hasn't been any water for a really long time. Okay, it has not rained in weeks. How will the severe lack of rainfall affect the biotic factors in the ecosystem? Well, that picture looks pretty barren, right? There's not a whole lot going on. There's not a whole lot of trees. There's no grass. There's nothing like that. So what are those biotic factors eating? They're not, right? So they're probably not going to survive. How do abiotic factors affect the biotic factors here? So in scenario 2, we have a large majority of soil and rocks used for shelter are washed away in a flood. How would this affect the biotic factors in an ecosystem? Well, let's think about that. What kind of animals hide in rocks? What comes to my mind are snakes. Well, they've now lost their home or their habitat in which they are living in. That's directly affecting those biotic factors. Now, an unexpected blizzard drops several feet of snow overnight. How will this affect the biotic factors in an ecosystem? Well, look at that. If there's going to be a whole bunch of snow that falls, are those plants more likely to survive? Well, if they're covered in snow, they probably aren't getting sunlight. And if they're not getting sunlight, they're probably not getting to grow. So it's directly affecting those biotic factors. All right, now let's think about it. This is going to be fun, okay? I want you to create a list of biotic and abiotic factors that are found inside or outside your home. I know that says the school building, but your home. Okay, write a list and you have some room on your notes that you can do that. Okay, now be prepared to share them. So let's talk about some biotic factors. We have people, ants, any kind of animal will fall under ants. Plants, trees, grass, flowers, all of those, mice, spiders, flies, all of those things are going to be biotic factors that are around you. Now let's look at some abiotic factors, and we've kind of already come up with a few of them, but let's see. Sunlight, air or oxygen, water, temperature, dirt, rocks, altitude, all of those things are going to be biotic factors. So I hope you got some of those right. All right, so real quick, I want you to give me 3 examples of biotic and 3 examples of abiotic factors in this picture. So what come to my mind for biotic would be fish, coral, and the turtle. And abiotic factors would be the rocks, the water, the sunlight, okay? All of those are going to be abiotic factors. You're going to do the same thing here. What are 3 biotic factors and 3 abiotic factors? Well, 3 biotic factors would be fish, lily pads, and grass. 3 abiotic factors would be the dirt, the water, the rocks, the air. All of those are going to be abiotic factors. Okay? Again, do the same thing here. Give me 3 biotic factors and 3 abiotic factors. So 3 biotic factors would be like the man, the camel, and now this one's kind of hard, but think about animals that live around there. Birds, ants, insects, all of those are in that picture, even though you can't see them. Now some abiotic factors would be like the dirt, the sunshine, the pyramids, the city in the background. Look at the city in the background. Okay, very good. Now we're going to play a really fun game. It's called thumbs up or thumbs down. So you are going to go through here. You're going to be seeing several scenarios, okay? And I want you to hold your thumb up if you think it's a biotic factor, or hold your thumb down if you think it's a abiotic factor, okay? So thumbs up, biotic. Thumbs down, abiotic. All right, weather. Is weather biotic or abiotic? It is abiotic. It's never living. A seal. Biotic. Very good. A butterfly. Hey, we could even say a flower. What are both of those? Yes, biotic. Precipitation. This can be rain, sleet, hail, snow. That's precipitation. Is that living or non-living? That's right, it's non-living. Altitude, how high it is. Altitude, or how far it is from sea level. Correct, that would be abiotic. Bacteria, Biotic, it is living. We've been talking a lot about bacteria. Very good. All right, guys, I will see you all next week. Bye-bye.